Do you know how many units each company has to sell to stop making a loss? In this video, you will learn what is the break-even point, what is the operating profit, and how many units does each company have to sell to stop making a loss. The break-even point can be defined as the sales volume at which we earn nothing, but also we have no loss. In other words, our operating income is equal to zero. We can also present the operating income in this way. Have you noticed something in this formula which can be simplified? Look, the revenue after subtracting variable costs is the contribution margin. For this reason, we can also present the mentioned formula in a shorter way. Note that the term of operating income is used to denote income or profit before income taxes. Net income is operating income minus income taxes. Remember this because we will need it later. At the beginning of this video, I said we were going to talk about break-even point. For this reason, I will replace the operating income with the abbreviation denoting the break-even point. Okay, now we will remember that in our calculations, we are not going to look for the profit, only the break-even point. The break-even analysis is often called CVP analysis, which means cost, volume, profit analysis. However, the CVP analysis is used not only to calculate the break-even point, but also the target income. It helps you understand how changes in volume affects costs and net income. I showed some formulas above, but do you know how they work? Let me show you this first with a graph and then with an example. The fixed cost chart looks like this. And the variable cost chart looks like this. Now let's present both types of costs in one graph. Now, if we add up these costs on one graph, it will look like this. Now, we can see how to shape the total costs. Okay, now let's draw a line to illustrate our sales. Please note that at the point where the two lines intersect, there is a break-even point. If we sell fewer units than the break-even point, we will make a loss. The loss value for different number of units sold is marked in red. On the other hand, if we sell more units than the break-even point, we will achieve an operating income. The profit value is marked in green. We already know how to present the break-even point on the chart. Now let's try to calculate how many units we need to sell to achieve it. I already showed the break-even formula before, but I would like you to understand how it works. The break-even results when sales is equal to total variable costs and total fixed costs. Logical, right? Then let's try to calculate the break-even point on a single example without using the formula. Suppose my fixed costs are $40. I buy each product for $10 and sell it for $20. Now, don't look at the formula. Do you know what my break-even point is? 1, 2, 3, 5. As you can see, my contribution margin per unit is $10 because I buy each product for $10 and sell it for $20. Since my contribution margin on each product is $10, Let's check how many such products I have to sell to cover my fixed costs. Not 1, not 2, not 3, but 4. As you can see, it's very easy to calculate that it is enough for me to sell 4 units to reach the break-even point. Now let's check this result against the previous formula. My sale is 4 times $20, which is $80. My variable cost is 4 times $10, which is $40. My fixed cost is $40. So the formula also shows that my break-even point is 4 units. Let's take a look at the different formula. Thanks to it, we will be able to calculate the break-even point in more complex examples. As you can see, also this time I need 4 units to cover the fixed cost. During our seminars, we will usually use this formula. We already know how to calculate the break-even point in units. Now let's calculate the break-even point in the sales value. It is easier than you think. Look. We already know that our break-even point is 4 units. We also know that each unit price is $20. There is nothing easier than calculating the value of sales. Our break-even point is 4 units, but also $80. As you can see, the break-even point can be presented in 2 ways. The first as a number of units, the second as a sales value. Now let's check the obtained result by using the appropriate formula. As you can see, this time we need the contribution margin ratio. Let's calculate it. Our contribution margin is 50%. Let's put it into formula. Calculations with the use of the formula confirmed the break-even point in sales value. Let us discuss the meaning of the obtained result. Our break-even point is 4 units or $80. By selling fewer units, which means the value of sales less than $80, we will make a loss. And vice versa. By selling more than 4 units, which means increasing sales value above $80, we will make an operating income. The CVP analysis I've just presented has some limitations. Let's talk about the situations in which we can apply this method. The assumptions for the CVP analysis are as follows. First, costs can be classified as either variable or fixed. Second, the behavior of costs and revenues is linear. When more than one type of product is sold, the sales mix complicates CVP analysis because different products will have different cost relationships. In this video, I assumed a single product. Now you know how many units any company has to sell to stop making a loss. What's more, you even know what the sales value should be to stop making a loss.